Well, this is as good a spot as any to bury a body.
Everything looks completely fine. The ratio and all.
This is... This is a...
Pardon?
Seems too big for a pair of loafers. Unless you want to fit an entire collection worth of them.
This is a pauper's grave.
It's a grave. It's just a hole in the ground.
This is a peasant's grave. This grave is in no way fit to hold the body of someone of my standards. Gary?
Yes, sir. Is there a problem?
Look at this grave.
Yes, sir. It is a grave.
Yes, but it's a vile grave. A grave fit for a homeless man, a street urchin, or a man who wears skirts to entertain folks.
I see. Well, what changes would you like to it?
An extravagant decoration of flowers surrounding the grave. Special kind, the kind that royalty uses. Now, would you folks be able to acquire such items with the budget that has been bestowed upon you?
I ain't that good with numbers, sir.
And I ain't that good with words. But I do believe we might be able to come up with something of the sorts.
Well, that's great to know. Hopefully we can come up with some...
Wait! I have another idea.
Another one?
Suppose we surround the walls with gold. Do you have a problem with such an idea?
It may take some constraints, but we both believe it might be possible for the right price range.
Don't worry about the price. I've enough to fund the funeral for 10, 100 if it's these loafers' graves. We'll need flowers as well.
Yes, those will be ready.
No, you don't understand. We need flowers of a special kind.
What would those look like? Money plants?
Quiet, peasant. We need flowers of a special kind. Roses, chrysanthemums, the kind of flowers that royal families from the East use for their own funerals.
Sir, I do have a question to bestow upon you in this current moment.
And what might that be?
As seen from your criticisms and appearance, I'd assume that you've come into a great wealth in your lifetime.
That is a sound and accurate assumption.
So, if I may ask, what would lead a prospering man like you to fake his own death?
Gary,
Yes, sir.
care to explain them my predicament?
If you request so. This is Mr. Roderick Gold, a real estate tycoon and media conglomerate. He has amassed a large sum of wealth on his own with the help of his father and grandfather.
Don't say everything.
My apologies. Due to some conflict with others and possible accusation of unpaid tax returns, he has decided to fake his death for his own safety. The only thing we require now is a grave.
Which I am highly unsatisfied with.
I see, sir. So, aside from all the critiques you've given so far, the flowers and gold, is there anything else you want to include in the funeral or ceremony?
A glass podium with grand designs, one that many will provide speeches on, alongside myself.
Sorry, sir, but isn't this your funeral? You providing a speech would defeat the whole purpose of faking your death.
Of course I won't. I'll be present there in a disguise. I feel like I need to say a few words about myself.
Honestly, at this point, I don't know.
Excuse me?
Nothing, sir.
Anyways, is all of that possible?
I suppose all that is possible.
Great. And how much should all of that cost?
From everything you have stated, the price of the funeral would be $12,600.
Pardon?
The glass podium can be done at $500. The whole grand design is going to add on another $100. The flower decor is grand. The prices of these so-called royalty flowers went up recently. But the big dog is the molten gold that you want to surround the walls with. We would be lucky to get enough to cover the walls, but for your sake, we can do it at 10 grand.
But that doesn't add up to 12,600 though.
The coffin is 1,000. You just asked for the most expensive one we had.
Okay then, that sounds good. Now then, for the payment.
Sir, how are you going to pay that amount?
What do you mean?
Your accounts are frozen, thus you can't give them a check. You have also spent most of your cash for the business scheme last week.
So, we're screwed?
No, we are utterly screwed.
But what about your watch?
I can't provide you with this.
Sir, you must. We have no other choice.
No, this cannot be.
All right then, if you don't want your dead body lying for all eternity in a loafer's grave, then you'll cough up.
This better be the greatest funeral in the history of mankind.
We shall try our utmost.
Gary, get the car.
Why me?
Well, my last driver, Tom, had to fire him. His constant mouth breathing was bothering me.
He has a problem with his nose.
Well, now, aside from my assistant, you shall also be my driver. Consider this opportunity a privilege and an honor.
He doesn't realize we own the graveyard, right?
No, he doesn't.
And that we're definitely going to make a fool out of him by getting stuff that is way cheaper than what he requested.
Well aware of that, and honestly, don't care enough for it anymore.
Gary,